Thanks for tuning in to another program of Table Talk. I am here at the Sparks Farm, and joining me is Mr. Joe Sparks. Joe, how are you, big guy?
Chad, we're doing great today. The good Lord's blessed us, and we've got plenty of grass and plenty of cattle and beautiful weather, so what other can you ask for?
You know what? You have a beautiful place here, Joe. You really do.
Well, we appreciate it. Chad, you know, we've been working on our farm several years, and each year we try to improve it a little bit, but takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time, but, you know, we enjoy it. I mean, you know, I've told several different farmers that ask me about farming, if you want to farm, you got to like it. I mean, you know,
you gotta love it.
You got to love what you're doing. That's right, because you know, a lot of people rather be out on the golf course and hitting those balls around, but I'd rather be looking at these cows and these chickens and stuff like that, and I really enjoy it. I do. I enjoy cutting brush, you know, cleaning it up, making it look pretty.
And that's one thing that we want to do. We want to highlight the farm here. Joe has been a great supporter of 21, but we want everybody to just see what he's got going on, highlight some of the new areas that he's doing here on the farm, and explain to you a little bit about how the farm is run and how you can get your hands on some good poultry, fresh eggs, and even some really good meat that don't have all those steroids juiced up in them. And a part of that is, Joe, is because behind us here, and we're going to show all of the folks, you've got some of the prettiest grass and different types of grass, and you've got a certain way you feed and work your cows. Explain a little of that to us.
Well, Chad, we've got, you know, farming is something that, you know, grass just don't happen overnight. Mm-hmm. You know, we've been working years, like I said, on our grasses, and we've been working with Virginia Tech, and we've been experimental work on some warm season grasses. So we've got about 3 different paddocks on some warm season grasses, and those grasses actually don't take off till about this time of the year. Your cool season grasses, as you'll see, they're headed out. Mm-hmm, and ready, they'll start getting dead ripe soon. But however, the way we work it, there's young grass grows underneath it. If you keep all that moisture, you know, the grass don't stop growing, but right, it'll head out and get yellow later on. But still, if you'll keep all that forage there and shelter for the young grasses and clover underneath, they'll just keep growing, and it'll just keep having abundance of feed for your cattle. But now our warm season grasses, they're coming on now, and we'll be showing you some paddocks of those, and some of them still a little thin, some of them's getting thicker, and it takes a little while. They'll thicken up and get better each year.
And another thing too with these types of grasses and things that you're seeing on your screen as we're talking, you know, you move your cattle around, and that gives them the opportunity to come in and get that fresh grass, all those nutritions. And then your cows actually help you fertilize it.
Absolutely, yes. We do what they call intensive grazing. Mm-hmm. And we've started this about 3 years ago. And as we go over our farm, you'll see I haven't put chemical fertilizer on our farm in 4 years now.
That's great, though.
And but you'll see we've got plenty of grass, and that's due to the way we're grazing. As we move these cows every day, you'll see that their urine, their manure, that goes into composting, and all this grass that they don't eat, they just trample that back in and builds up an organic compost, mm-hmm, you know, and it rots eventually, and the earthworms turn that into soil, rich topsoil, organic soil. Right. And so it's just repeats that each year over and over, you know.
And one thing about it, I have been hooked on these farm eggs for quite a while now, and I can't buy a store-bought egg anymore, so they're just not as good. I mean, they're not even in the same ballpark, Joe. But, you know, you're also working with the farmers market, and folks that maybe they don't know where you live, we're going to be showing you the information and all the phone numbers where, one, you can get your fresh eggs, you can even get fresh poultry, and we're working on, we'll talk about the goats, I'm sure, as well during this program. And also some fresh dairy, whether you like hamburgers, ribeyes, steaks, they've got it all right here at the farm. And we want to just show you that, because I don't think a lot of people realize, Joe, one, what you're talking about, intensive, what was that word?
Grazing.
Intensive grazing. Yeah. The way it works here helps us on the table when we fried fried a big old steak on that grill outside.
Oh, absolutely. You know, intensive grazing and grass finish, whatever. I mean, you know, we grass finish our chickens as well, as you'll see later. But, you know, when you grass finish an animal, like our cattle, for instance, instead of adding all these growth hormones to get that growth, you know, if you keep a good forage, that's what the cow was developed for, and that's to eat grass.
Right, that's right.
And so they're going to grow and get healthy, and we don't rush our cattle. We give them time, you know. We finish our cattle out at 2 years, and then we process them, and we have a good, lean, tender, juicy steaks. And I've been getting a lot of compliments lately off of some people in the markets that they've tried some of our steaks. And I told them if they wasn't careful, it might be the best they've eaten. And they've come back and said it has been.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's just, we have had different cooking shows with Cooking with Paul. I know you're supplying a lot of his product, and he's doing these cooking shows. And you know, I believe you're helping his show out, because it doesn't matter if he can't cook or not. It's that good old beef that's helping him out. But Paul, he's a great supporter as well. But all of that just works together. You get used to going to the store. You're getting that old, you know, that steroided meat, so to speak. You know, I know they're doing turkeys, Joe, in, you know, up to 6 weeks, they're shipping them out and selling them. How are you seeing your cattle, you know, they're healthier? I mean, you've probably seen both. Kind of explain the health of your cattle.
Well, you know, I'm not going to downgrade no one's cattle.
Sure.
But, I mean, I've raised cattle my whole life, and I used to do what most people are still doing. And I used to get my cattle up, give them a shot of steroids. You give them steroids, and they'll gain about 30 pounds off of their investment.
Wow.
You'll turn another $25. And the beef causes some types of cancer.
Wow.
And, you know, I've read this, different types. So, so grass-fed beef has healthy omega-6, omega-3 acids, which all that comes from the material they're eating, and it's not steroids and stuff. So it helps prevent some types of cancer.
That's awesome.
And that's the information that's been brought to me on this.
And that's true, because I've read some books and even heard John Colbert preaching. You know, he's a real health fanatic on eating, and he goes around the world teaching, Joe, and he had cancer, and he went to all organics, and now he doesn't have any cancer, no treatments, no anything. He ate his way to health.
Praise
simply
the Lord,
because
yeah.
What you're saying, he's putting the right stuff in, and it makes the nutrition and the things that we all need. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this segment, getting to look at all the beautiful grass and all the surroundings here. We just wanted, again, to help inform you and educate you on just exactly how good this product is at Sparks Family Farming. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back. Joe's going to continue our tour here, and we're going to go show you one of his chicken houses and exactly how he uses it to fertilize and help the farmer as well. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Hi, we're Joe, Judy, and Joey Sparks with Sparks Family Farms. We raise all natural grass-fed beef, no steroids, no antibiotics, USDA inspected, locally grown right here in Patrick County. Also, we have, on a new addition, we have our free-range eggs, fresh eggs every day.
Sparks Family Farms. For more information, call 694-6147 or visit their website at grassfedbeefs.com. From the finest copiers to pens, pencils, and paper, S&K Office Products has it all. Copiers starting at $5.99. The top 3 reasons to shop at S&K: locally owned and operated, authorized Canon copier dealer, and we service what we sell. S&K Office Products sales, rental, and lease. Office supplies, furniture, equipment, and teaching supplies. S&K Office Products has it all.
Now we're going to explain to you our newest benefit here at Nelson Toyota Scion, our lifetime protection plan on all our new vehicles.
Only at Nelson Toyota Scion, we've got your engine and transmission covered for life.
When you have an accident with your car from Nelson Toyota Scion, you don't have to worry about your deductible.
Rental cars towing, you don't have to worry about. We even change your tire on the side of the road, only with the Nelson Lifetime Protection Plan here at Nelson Toyota, where everybody knows cars cost less.
At Memorial Hospital of Martinsville in Henry County, we understand the power of home. Knowing that Memorial Hospital brings the latest technology and the best medical professionals together for you, our families, friends, and neighbors, right here in Martinsville, it's sometimes the best medicine. When you need cardiac care, time is critical. Our expert cardiologists are just moments away, meaning better outcomes for you and your heart. The best in care, the closeness of family and friends. That's the power of home.
Unexpected financial problems have happened to all of us. Reestablish your credit today. Bring in your tax refund check, and Nick Bello, the credit master at Danville Toyota, will get you on the right track. He has helped thousands of people just like you to reestablish their credit, from slow pay, layoff, divorce, bankruptcy, and even repossession. Use your tax refund, and Nick Bello will help you drive home a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV of your choice. Call this number or go to DanvilleToyota.com and click Second Chance Credit for a clean start.
Hi, I'm Emily Aaron, the new face on BTW 21. Join me for the weekend review on Your Neighborhood Network.
My staff and I and Freddie would like to invite you into our office. We realize that most people that come into our office take a bunch of pills for their pain. At our office, we get to the cause of your problem. If you're having back pain, neck pain, arm or leg pain, headaches, or been involved in a car accident, we can help. We don't want you to suffer. We want you to get relief.
Thanks for staying with us here on Table Talk. Again, I'm Chad Hall, and we're on the Sparks Family Farm here, and Joe's joining me, and we showed you some beautiful grass. And Joe, we had the opportunity, right before we left, we've seen some of the sheep that you have down in that lovely pasture as well.
Yes, Chad, our sheep is a new addition. You know, we keep getting requests on our farmers markets, and you know, they like our product, and so people, they just keep requesting more products, different types. So we try, you know, also we're doing a little research and some reading on the about our grazing, and they're talking about multi-species grazing.
Okay.
So what one animal don't eat as good, and another animal will, like a goat, will eat what a cow don't, and the sheep will eat some things that a goat won't eat.
Right.
So we're doing multi-species, and as well as we're going to be selling lamb chops and leg of lambs and stuff like that soon, this fall, this winter.
Now, one thing y'all may not have noticed, I got a buddy here. One thing you may not have noticed is we're near the chickens now.
We're at the chickens, and you can hear in the background, we've got some happy roosters and a lot of good hens. You hear those hens are talking back there. They're wanting to lay those eggs. And you were talking about eggs earlier. You know, if you look at one of my eggs versus one that comes out of the grocery store, that yellow be real yellow, rich yellow.
Yeah.
You know, and that's from eating grass and all these worms and grubs, and they've got a natural habitat here, and they love grass, you know, versus, you know, the chicken that's up in a pen and don't get nothing but the food they get. But these chickens, they get laying mash, which is grown at a local mill just right on Lawsonville, Carolina here, right locally, and there's no added steroids or nothing to their feed. It's just ground locally, and we use just local feeds, and but we feed them that, but they also graze on this grass, and so they're healthy. These chickens are healthy, and they perform well.
Now, one thing too, Mr. Sparks, you have designed a super cool hen house that you actually have built and designed yourself. And what you do, and I'm going to try to show you this the best that I can, where the house was, and we're actually going to get to move one. So we're going to show them the actual process. But actually, you leave the chicken coop in that one spot, and they fertilize for you, and then you just slide it right up.
That's right, Chad. It's a win-win situation, and it's the chickens are eating the grass and the forage, the worms, and then they're leaving chicken litter behind, and it just helps this grass just zoom, you know.
Right.
You know, if you had time to follow back where these chickens just come from, you'll see just an abundance of grass after you get back about halfway of this field, you can just see it dark green, lush clovers and all kinds of forages there for cattle or whatever, the sheep, goats, or whatever's coming afterwards.
Now, one thing you can see is where the house was. It looks like the chickens had killed it, but that's not the case.
That's not the case. They've eat what they wanted to, and tomorrow we'll give them a fresh spot, and you know, we just move them day by day, and they get fresh grass, and what's left, it's unreal how that is fertilized organically and ready to go.
And you got this guy here helping keep care of things too.
Well, that guy there, he sort of keeps his foxes, coyotes, buzzards, crows. He keeps everything out of these pasture fields while these animals stay here. He watches over them, and if anybody comes in, he wants a pat on the head. But he is a great watchdog. He also has a brother coming around here somewhere. He's probably laying off in the pond somewhere, cooling it.
You know, that's where we might ought to go. It's a beautiful day. But again, this is so neat, folks, because it's basically taking care of itself, so to speak. I mean, I know you gotta manually grab the eggs, you gotta move the chicken coop, but everything is working all together for one good goal. That's to keep the grass going, keep the chickens going, keep the cows going, and keep people like me and you happy at the dinner table.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It keeps us all going. And if, you know, God gave us this farm, and if you utilize it, as we get older, we get more wisdom.
Yeah.
So, you know, God gave us everything here if we'll just use it in the right way and not abuse it.
That's true.
So if we use all these nutrients that's right here on the farm, we don't have to go out here and buy all this high-priced, you know, chemical fertilizers, because it's going to be self-sustainable.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we'll down the road, we'll do a little soil sampling. If we need a little lime or something like that, we'll add that.
Sure.
But we're getting plenty of nitrogen from our chickens and our cattle and stuff like that.
And you know, just looking here, Joe, you got 3 coops just right here, and you've got another coop full of babies up there. So you're kind of even hatching out some chickens and bringing in chickens and even selling whole chickens now. Tell me a little bit about the whole chickens there.
We processed, 3 weeks ago, we processed 21 chickens.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, 22.
Wow.
On a Thursday.
Uh-huh.
By Saturday, from the farmer's market, we was out of chickens again. So we're trying to grow. We're getting at the point we can't grow chickens fast enough, Dad. But you know, people tried our chickens last fall. We processed 90 some, and after those people that tried our chicken, they want more chicken. They keep coming back for more chicken.
Now, you know, again, we're going to get all the information on the screen on how, you can come meet Joe and his family if you like, the 3 J's, so to speak.
That's right.
So you can come up and visit these guys on the farm. You can give them a call. And you know, they got a website. You got a lot going on. But most of all, we want to encourage you to go by the farmer's market or give them a call and come and check out the eggs. Buy you a dozen eggs and get you one of these chickens and grab you. You know, you don't have to buy a whole cow.
That's right.
You can buy enough to get you by.
Right. You can buy a pack of ground beef, or you can buy a 5-pack, 10-pack, 20-pack. You can buy a half side, you can buy a whole side. Excuse me. But it's there however you want it, you know, and it's you don't have to spend a fortune. I've got a lot of customers. We sell at 5 farmers markets right now. We sell in Stewart, Virginia on Fridays, in Winston-Salem, North Carolina on Fridays, and Wednesdays we sell at Martinsville at the farmers market, and on Saturdays we sell at Salem and Roanoke farmers markets. And you know, that we've got customers now that takes a whole side every year. We've got customers like 3 or 4 of them get together and buy that whole side, 3 families, and split it up, or 2 families. It's designed to split equally between 2 families.
Absolutely.
And then we've got customers that wants a pack of ground beef every week or 2 weeks. You know, they don't have a lot of storage space, so they might buy a 5-pack or just a roast and a couple packs of steaks or whatever if they're grilling this week, and they know I'm going to be there for them next week.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, I hope you've enjoyed this segment here on the chickens and some of the stuff you've seen, because it made me want an egg. I'm gotten hungry hearing these chickens behind me, Joe. So what we got to do, we got to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Joe's going to take us on through the farm on the tour, and we're going to go over and see some more of the pasture land and where some of your cows are grazing, and we'll try to explain a little bit more about the way you're feeding your cows and the way you're alternating the land for the cows, and just show you some of these cattle. And I guarantee you, when you get done, you're going to want to give him a call, because you're going to want to put a side of that on the grill. I guarantee it. So stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back.
Hi, we're Joe, Judy, and Joey Sparks with Sparks Family Farms. We raise all natural grass-fed beef, no steroids, no antibiotics, USDA inspected, locally grown right here in Patrick County. Also, we have, on a new addition, we have our free-range eggs, fresh eggs every day.
Sparks Family Farms. For more information, call 694-6147 or visit their website at grassfedbeefs.com.
All right, thanks for staying with us, Joe. One thing about the beautiful pastures and the animals and the food, you have a wonderful water supply. And tell the folks now, here on the Sparks Family Farm, they're drinking the same water you are.
Well, they do. If you'll see this water system is built by Ritchie, and it's just a system that we came up. It's far no better than other water systems as far as that goes, but it has a ball water in it, and it doesn't freeze in the wintertime. The cattle can push that ball down and drink, and the way I've got this system here designed, it's accessible to 2 different fields. In other words, cattle on either side of this fence can come and drink here, and it's comes from the same well that my water in my house comes from, and so cattle loves good, clean, fresh water. So yeah, there's an abundance of water here for them, and they like it very well.
Now, I've also noticed, Joe, that you got a brand new fence line here, and I've noticed through the farm, I've seen some new gates, new fences. Well, are you just doing some improvement, or are you fixing to grow the farm?
Well, Chad, these fences are, I guess, some of the top-of-the-line fences, and we went to some fencing schools, and we learned about these fences called high-tensile fixed-knot fences, and they do a great job. If you want to keep the coyotes out, or the dogs in, or the cows in, or the goats in, this fence will hold about anything you put in it.
Wow.
So this is the type of fence I've gone to in all my cross fences. Then that way, if I want to, keep a certain type of animal in a certain pasture, it'll be there when we get back, and as well as keeping coyotes and predators out of the fields.
Now, Joe, again, tell me a little bit about the way you're doing, you're moving your cows every so often, kind of like you're doing the chickens, and all that's part of taking care of itself.
Absolutely, it's a rotational grazing system is the phrase for this. The cattle in this field right here is rotated probably weekly, but soon they'll be set up, and some of the grass fields that we've got will be high intensive grazing. But now, at the present time, these cattle they have abundance of grass in the field, but they're not moved daily right yet. Starting next week, these cattle will be moving through paddocks throughout these good forage fields.
Well, one thing, we love the way all of this is looking in the fresh water and the fence. And what we're going to do, we're going to slip on down in the field and find, you got some goats as well, right?
I believe we've got a few goats around here. We've got 8 new baby goats in addition to our farm, and our farm is growing, and you don't never know. We've had people request goat meat, and we've had people request, chickens. We started out with just grass-fed beef, and we kept having people that wanted good farm fresh eggs, and they wanted farm-raised chickens, so we're expanding. And if someone makes a suggestion, we try to, if possible, we work towards that mode to provide them with whatever type of food they want.
And one thing for sure, all the information is on your screen, again, to get anything you need here on the farm, whether it be fresh eggs, poultry, or if you're looking for some of the best hamburger and ribeyes, then this is the right place. But maybe you're looking for some fresh goats. Well, we got them too. Joe, I tell you what, I mean, here on this pasture is just beautiful pasture. These goats, man, they're really growing.
They're growing in leaps and bounds. I tell you, Chad, like I said, we're really grown fond of these things, and they're if you'll notice, they're eating some forages that the cattle won't eat. They're into fence rows eating briars. If they can find briars, they'll eat briars. They'll eat brush, leaves. It's an enormous amount, and these goats stay fat. If you look at them, these aren't starved goats. These goats are fat, and they're on grass. I mean, they're fat on grass.
This one's a movie star.
He is. He's a regular pet. That goat my neighbor gave me, and he wants to be pet. He wants attention. That goat wants attention. He'll hook you there to get you to rub him, and he just loves to be petted and rubbed.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he loves that attention. He's gonna nibble on your shirt tail now. You have to knock him away.
That thing right there, he could hurt you if he wanted to.
Oh yeah, he could, but he's a pet. He's what they call a wether, like a steer and you know he's not the breeding stock. He's just a pet.
You're getting awful attached to some of these guys.
Well, you do get attached, but you know we're
Mr. Jealous.
Yes, oh yeah, and you know they're jealous of each other, and but you know we've got them here for a purpose, and that purpose is being filled.
Well, Joe, I tell you what, this is just a beautiful farm. We can see the cows kind of easing that way. I know we talked about you're gonna move some fences and do some stuff today, and we want to get out of your way. But we want to thank you for letting us come, and I hope everybody that's watching the program, they've kind of got an idea about what it takes to make a farm go.
Chad, we appreciate you, and again, there's a lot of work in farm. It takes a lot of time, but you got to love it to do it.
That's for sure. And it's one thing for sure, these guys up here at the farm, like Joe and his wife and Joey, y'all love the farm. And the biggest thing is, though, if you really want to be healthy, and personally, I notice, Joe, the older I get, the more I think about it.
That's right.
Eating good meat, good eggs, and even good milk and juice, all that plays, a lot of good water, helps all of our metabolism, everything kind of click the way it's supposed to.
It does. And it's absolutely. I mean, it adds years to you when you take care of yourself. You know.
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in, and again, Joe Sparks, Chad Hall. We're here on the Sparks Farm. We thank you for tuning in. If you have any information, or if you would like any information that maybe we didn't get you on the program, feel free to give that number on the screen a call and give Joe a call, or check them out on the website, and I'm sure you can get all the information there, or just stop on by and give him a holler. Take you some of these eggs and some of this fresh meat home. I guarantee you one thing, you'll be glad you did. So thanks for tuning in, and like always, there's more great local programming coming up next. Joe, appreciate it, big guy. This was great. I enjoyed myself.
Appreciate you, Chad.
No.
Hi, we're Joe, Judy, and Joey Sparks with Sparks Family Farms. We raise all natural grass-fed beef, no steroids, no antibiotics, USDA inspected, locally grown right here in Patrick County. Also, we have, on a new addition, we have our free-range eggs, fresh eggs every day.
Sparks Family Farms. For more information, call 694-6147 or visit their website at grassfedbeefs.com.
You're watching BTW 21, your neighborhood network, the pride of Martinsville and Henry County.
Nelson Auto Salvage in Bassett, the area's only You Pull It salvage yard.
Come see us at Nelson's Auto Salvage, where we've got the largest parts inventory in the area.
One of the area's largest recyclers. We've got Hondas, we got Jeeps, and we got all kinds of Chevrolets, and all kinds of Dodges. Even got red Kias. And we've got a lot of trucks. And we got batteries starting at $20. We got them. We got alternators starting at $29.95. And we got starters starting at $29.95. And we got tires starting at only $10.
If we don't have your part, I can have it here for you tomorrow.
New parts coming in.